What conspiracy theory do you believe in? It's judgment free. All right. 800-682-1075. Call us right now. It could be JFK. It could be moon landing. It could be vaccines. It could be Epstein. There's so many different ones. Maybe there's one we haven't even thought of. 800-682-1075. Your chance to say it. You don't have to worry about being canceled. There's a politician in Georgia who is a flat earther, and she explains how there's a big conspiracy with globes.
I can't unsee this. All the globes everywhere. I turn on TV. There's globes in the background. There's globes on there right here. Like this would be a globe if I was a normal person. Like everywhere there's globes. My children will be like, Mama, globe, 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 globe. They're everywhere. And that's what they do to brainwash. And so for me, if it is not a conspiracy, if it is, real, why are you pushing so hard? Everywhere I go, every store, you buy a globe. There's globes everywhere. Every movie, every TV show, news media. Why?
Why?
Because the Earth is round.
Right. And then we have pictures from space, not from the moon, but from space, that show that the Earth is round.
Okay, I see what you did there. You put in not from the moon. You see how he put that his own agenda in there. Yes.
Yeah.
But also, I don't really see that many globes.
I don't either. I'm trying to think of the last
more
one.
maps, like a flat map.
A map, yes, but I don't really. She's like, Mama, globe, globe, globe. Where are you? I mean, if you're in a school building, okay, but I don't see globes just for sale in the stores.
Yeah.
Right. Do you?
No.
She's claiming.
You have to go look for them.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a senator?
No, I think they're a local Georgia politician, I think.
Yeah.
Because it is, I can see why people think that. But even when you look in the horizon, wherever you are, it looks like it starts meeting. It almost looks round. If you're out and you can see way in the horizon, it kind of meets this. The sky meets the earth. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't get behind this
But
one.
there's a lot of people think that.
Sure. What is LeBron? Who? It's not LeBron James.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie. Yes, who
Irving.
says that he thinks that the Earth 100% flat.
That's that 1 year Duke education, boy.
Does anybody else believe the Earth is flat on this show?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised though.
Okay.
So you kind of
so you kind of do.
There's a part of me could see it. Part of me could see it.
I think Squid believes in more conspiracy theories than I do. I just have one real big one.
Yeah,
but
part of you
it's
can see
entertaining.
I love
It's
conspiracy
entertaining
theories.
well, because they say every NASA picture has a fish eye lens. So every picture you've ever seen from a NASA camera makes things round.
Okay.
And that's actually a fact that all NASA cameras do have fish eyes on them.
What about the video from space?
It's fabricated.
See, so you do believe in it.
Just like the moon video.
Yeah,
It says 10% of the respondents in a survey of the United States public beliefs believe that the Earth is flat.
Okay, that's
They
more
just
than you would think.
Think it's like a straight up map.
It's fun to entertain.
You know
flat-
it's hard to see and understand and process is when you look at a map, you'll see like Iceland looks really big, but it's really not once they make it a globe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
some. You're right. There's some issues with when transferring it. If you're a flat earther, by the way, any conspiracy theory, please explain it to us. 800-682-1075. Katie and I interviewed one years ago, and I don't remember what he said.
I just remember thinking, never mind. I won't say it because we're not supposed to judge.
Right. he had like a lot of reasons for it, but I can't remember any of them.
No, but I remember thinking, okay, you're going to need to explain to me if you have ever been in an airplane before, how that happens.
Right.
You know, like how do you get from? You just think we fly back and forth?
Right. That's what they
It's
think.
like, yeah. I mean, is that what you
guess.
think, Squid? You're a flat earther.
Wait, I don't get what your question about flying
When
back
you're
and forth.
in an
Yes, that's a good
airplane,
point.
when you get to a place, you think we always just go from one side to the next, just back and forth?
I think some people say it's kind of like a Pac-Man map. If you go off the one side of the Pac-Man map, you come back on the other, but it's flat.
But
It's
Oh, it's
kind of
flat.
like.
So
so
it's
you
kinda
think we're
like
going
an
around the back?
It's kind of just like a
dish, like a
You
plate.
said, like something like it's like we can't comprehend it and that's why they don't tell us about it because
So
we'll
that means
freak out.
all the pilots are on it too. Then.
The pilots must know
What?
that it's just flat.
Well, I mean, unless you have to go from, you can go from point A to point B without going around the world. You know,
Yeah.
it's very rare a flight's that long. So
But what I'm saying is, if you're in like the Pac-Man game,
Yeah.
and then we go off this one side and we come on the other, how do we get there?
I don't know.
Okay, I've
The
enough
Bermuda-
with
That's
that.
a
Bermuda
very
Triangle,
good
Katie.
point. And all these pilots would have to be in
They'd
on
have
it.
to be in on it.
Ashley, we're coming to you real quick.
Don't tell anybody.
Ashley, what is your conspiracy theory?
I feel like I can kind of believe in the flat Earth thing.
God.
I feel like with the Pac-Man theory, it would definitely be like a wormhole type thing. But there's so much of Antarctica that has been like off limits and people can't touch. So there's like there's words that there's like little countries and stuff that's like isolated in whole colonies that we've never even seen. That's past Antarctica that we just can't get to. People that do like tours and stuff in Antarctica, there's only like little sections that they're allowed to tour, and everything else is completely off limits and like completely guarded up by army and everything like that.
I have heard
So
that
I
theory
feel
that
like
there's people that kind of live under the earth, like down in the earth, in Antarctica.
it's borderline like firmament.
Katie, we said not
conspiracy theory.
judging, and you're judging the worst.
I haven't said a word.
We have
Where do
cameras.
they get
We
their
have cameras.
food and supplies and manufacturing?
They can come up
And-
from the middle of the earth.
Hello.
Yeah.
There's a whole. Never mind.
Mole
Okay,
people.
fine.
And there's no plane that's ever flown across the South Pole, or no ship that's gone across the South Pole.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I mean, that's just from the conspiracy theory of flat Earth things I've read.
It's a Reddit feed he's part of.
Yeah,
He saw it on Twitter.
So it has to be true.
Some flat Earth.
All right, Ashley, interesting.
Huh.
I have not heard the Antarctica one.
And I think it's very important that was mentioned today about the, how do you can continue on, and you would just be a wormhole doesn't make as much sense. But all these pilots, which I know of, I have a
I
friend
know
that's a pilot.
several pilots.
All
Yeah.
of them are keeping this a big secret. Thousands and thousands and thousands of
People
No.
cannot keep a secret to save their lives. I mean,
Right.
you just can't. And you think you have that kind of information and you're not telling anybody?
Right.
You don't know how much money they're making?
I think even in your sleep, you would somehow let that out.
Yeah, it'd be too many people involved. You'd have to keep it to a small number. 800-682-1075. What conspiracy theory do you believe in? Mancus or Matt said he has one that he doesn't think any of us even know about.
I think Disney killed Sonny Bono.
What? What?
Yep.
What?
Okay.
So Sonny Bono died in a skiing accident.
Yes.
In California. And he died. Before he died, he was really advocating for copyright law, meaning that if you created something at the time, I think you held on to the rights to own that property for a certain amount of time. He was advocating for it should be for longer. If you create something, you should have the rights to it for longer. Well, around the time of his death was around the time that Mickey Mouse was coming out of copyright. So my theory is that Disney, when Sonny put on his ski mask to ski down the hill, Disney had some VR glasses because they're Disney. They've created all kinds of stuff by this point. So he didn't realize he was going to be in an accident, and he died. And they used that death to extend the copyright law so Disney could continue to profit off of Mickey Mouse for years.
And in Sonny Bono, did he have like legislation to do this? Or?
Yeah,
Okay, because he was a congressman.
Yeah, he was really pushing and advocating for copyright law. And I believe
Follow
that
the money!
Disney had him killed so that they would, in his honor, and they did, in his honor, extend copyright law. Now Mickey Mouse is under contract for another 12 months.
Interesting.
Good.
Wait,
This is allegedly.
I know a patent on certain things you use, like a medication or whatnot, but I thought a trademark was forever.
Trademark, copyright, different.
Oh.
It's life of the creator plus 70 years currently.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So in order for the Disney name to maintain the exclusive rights of Mickey Mouse, Sonny had to go.
I have never heard that
Wow.
one. It's
Ever.
fascinating, and I now believe it.
I like it.
Without any other evidence, allegedly.
How did that come across your desk?
Uh,
Like, where's the first time you ever heard that?
my communication law class in college.
Okay.
My professor, we were talking
Ooh,
about
take that,
copyright
Katie.
law. We were talking about copyright law that day, and he brought up that incident and just kind of talked about the conspiracy. And the deeper we got into it, the more I'm like, I could absolutely see this happening.
Okay.
I mean, because Mickey Mouse has profited the Disney name billions of dollars, all kinds of merchandise and stuff that if anybody could make it, Disney wouldn't be able to charge a premium for anymore.
Wow.
I am kind of a little tiny bit on board with that one. I can see I never would have known about it. But my conspiracy theory is that the royal family had Diana killed.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
say it was just a freak accident. How
Right.
unfortunate. But I think maybe not the queen, God rest her soul, herself.
But like almost like the administration
But I
of
think it was like the people who were trying to smooth things over. She was nothing. Princess Diana was nothing but a pain to them.
and much more famous than
And
everyone
much
else.
more famous, and they didn't like it. And they also knew that Charles was going to be king one day and that it wasn't going to look good. And if she just died, it's better than they were just divorced and she was still there.
I've heard that conspiracy theory.
I really do. I mean,
And,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's stranger things have happened, right?
That's true. Yeah. But I just think with all of the, I know that presidents have been there have been presidents who have been assassinated and that things happen, but I just think the amount of security that they have access to for the royal family, keeping people safe and things that they were doing, the fact that they just cut off her security too, I think was.
And then I think there's like a certain amount of time where no one got to her, or she was left in the car for like extended amount of time while she had injuries, like instead of getting her out into the hospital. All sorts of stuff I've heard.
Well, and even Harry himself, I listened to his autobiography, and he says in there that he had his driver and a friend take him through the tunnel several times, and he was like, it's just a normal, everyday, average tunnel. He said the way it was being portrayed was it's so dangerous. People speed through there, and he was like, I expected it to be treacherous, and it was nothing. So,
and then did you hear recently that the Meghan Markle, and I predicted it, and Harry thing in New York, where they were saying that I don't think you were here that day.
No,
the
but
paparazzi,
I sent it to you guys.
Yeah, the paparazzi were after them, and then some like New York NYPD officer said that's absolutely not the case, and they caused all sorts of chaos, and it's like a made-up story.
Well, I sent the story to you from Daily Mail, and then Jared said fake news, and then I sent the story from Fox News to him, and I'm like, there, now you'll believe it.
No.
Yeah,
I would have.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
I would have BT before Tucker. Before Tucker firing. Now I don't believe anything from anybody.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
go to Darius. No, but the NYPD was like, this didn't happen. This is not the way it is. And they were getting out of their car to another car. All they do was stop.
Yeah.
All they do was stop. All right, Darius, what conspiracy theory do you believe in?
That we didn't go to the moon landing.
We
didn't go to the moon. And for me, it's pretty recent why I believe this. I don't know if anybody else knows this part, but yeah, somehow they lost all the data of us going to the moon, and we can't go back for some reason.
I thought we were going
We
back.
are going back.
We are going back.
Well, Trump announced we were going
I
to go
mean,
back, but
they say that now, but like last year, sometime it's like, we don't have the calculations, or they said we don't have the calculations or the technology to get back to the moon. And I was like, interesting.
Who said that?
they.
Who's they?
It was this article that I read from, I want to say it was
Conspiracy
CNN. I'm not
Anonymous.
sure.
FakeNews.com.
I thought we were doing
No.
judgment free. I thought we were doing judgment free. Did anyone judge Katie's wild, very caustic allegations against the royal family?
But okay, still at the same time though, how did we lose all that data? There's nothing from it.
I don't know if we lost it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where
I
that-
agree with you that
yeah.
I have my suspicions that we did not land on the moon almost 60 years ago with the technology we had then, and we haven't been back since. But I have not heard that. But yeah, I'm with you. Thank you. Let's go to Amanda. Amanda, what is your conspiracy theory?
The Mandela effect, where we're living in like an alternate reality
Uh-oh.
from the one we were living in before. If you know, like the Snow White movie. Growing up, it used to say mirror, mirror on the wall. If you Google it now, Google says it's always said magic mirror on the wall. But I have coasters from Disney World that says that Snow White actually says mirror, mirror on the wall, not magic mirror like Google's trying to portray.
And that has to do with some sort of alternate reality?
Right, the Mandela effect from CERN, where they did the CERN project overseas. They're saying when that hydrogen, when the hydrogen particle collided, that it threw us in an alternate reality. Same with the Field of Dreams. They're saying if you build it, they will come. Was in the original Field of Dreams. I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up in, watching all those original movies.
Yeah.
And now they're saying that the original movie doesn't say, if you build it, they will come. And I remember it. Same with Star Wars. Luke, I am your father. They're saying that doesn't exist anymore.
Interesting. I know that some people, thank you, some people think we live in a simulation where somebody else is in control and we're like a video game.
Okay.
I've
There's
heard
like
that.
some major celebrities that actually believe that.
And they say that the creators of The Simpsons are behind a lot of that. And that's why The Simpsons are so good at predicting the future.
Because they already know.
It's because they already know what's going to happen, and you live in a sim. Like the game The Sims
Yeah,
is
yeah.
really what we're doing
So you're really not in control.
at all.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
I can see why some celebrities would like to say that because, like, I can't help it.
Yeah.
I just slept with a bunch of strippers and did coke.
Yeah.
The Simpsons creators made me do it.
Yeah.
What do
They
you want
say-
from me?
Like that feeling of deja vu. They say those are glitches in the sim.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That you never experience the same thing twice, but sometimes there's a glitch, and so they have to like reset the simulation. And so when they do that, that's when you feel that deja vu sensation.
Man, it hurts my brain.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go to Lisa. Lisa, what is your conspiracy theory that you believe in?
Well, this is another Disney conspiracy theory. So, you know how they say that Walt Disney may or may not have cryogenically frozen himself?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, supposedly that's why they came up with the movie Frozen, so that when people Google Walt Disney Frozen, the movie comes up and not him cryogenically freezing himself.
Wow, that's an expensive way to go about
Yeah, it
changing
is.
a Google search.
Well, and what a great creation.
Yes,
I
I
love
know.
the movie.
So why do
Tremendous.
people not? Why would they want people not to look that up?
I guess because they wouldn't want him to know if he actually froze himself or not. A lot of people were skeptical if he did or if he didn't. And I guess back then it would have been a big deal if he did.
Or maybe think he's crazy because he did. I don't know.
Mhm.
All right, thank you, Lisa. That's an interesting one. By the way, Frozen the musical, excellent.
You're fantastic.
You can see it through June 4th.
June the 4th, and they certain days have $20 tickets.
Yes.
Yes, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I have gone down the rabbit hole of the Mandela effect, which I had never heard of before. Gonna waste a lot of time on Google today.
Yeah.
It includes Oscar Mayer. It includes the Berenstain Bears, Shazam, Pikachu, Mickey Mouse, just to name a few.
So when she started
Yeah.
naming all these movies, that's part of the Mandela effect. Those are like examples they
The
give.
examples, yeah.
Huh.
Henry VIII eating a turkey leg. Apparently, there was like people remember a famous picture of
Yeah.
Henry
Yes.
VIII being a glutton and eating the turkey leg. You know, some they're saying never existed.
Well, I know for a fact I've heard in the Star Wars movie, Luke, I'm your father. I know for a fact I've heard it.
Yeah, but
I
they
am your
They,
father.
they might have removed it or something, but I know
Yeah.
for a fact that I heard that.
It's
Yeah.
still in
Yeah.
there, but the wording's a little different.
He doesn't say Luke.
He says
He
no.
just says, "No, I'm your father."
Yeah.
No. Gosh, I swear it was Luke, I am your father.
That's what everybody thinks.
Mandela effect. A glitch.
And I don't know why they call it the Mandela effect. What did she
After
explain
Nelson
that?
Mandela?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. Probably not.
I'll figure it out.
Intern Squidward, we know you have conspiracy theories.
Yes. Yes,
What's
I do.
one?
Well, he's a flat earther.
You just said the flat Earth.
Well, I like to
Yeah.
entertain that one. I don't believe it.
Yeah, what's one
100%.
that you really
Okay.
believe
What
in
I
strong?
really, really believe is that aliens are here in our oceans, and they've been here for a long time.
In our oceans.
So just in the ocean.
Yeah, because we know more about space than the deep sea, and so there's been I've seen a UFO at the beach one time, and
sure. Yep, absolutely.
and I
Could,
thought a
could not
pilot-
have been drunk at Myrtle Beach.
No,
That's fine.
I was actually on a family vacation with my mom, so I only see what's over.
All right.
And, yeah, we try to write that up because he didn't see it, but he missed it. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like our oceans are so deep and we know so little about it.
Uh-huh.
And there's been reports of things coming out of our oceans. And I actually have a friend. He's a fighter pilot. He flies the F something. One of
Oh,
the-
I've met him, yeah.
yeah, and he has a good friend. Like he's knows a lot of pilots, and he used to take this regular trip. He flew a private jet for one of his, I guess, customers, and he would go the same route from the States to Hawaii. And then there was this. He went there like regularly, and one day he was landing, and he noticed this weird pad, this huge metal pad that he'd never seen in the ocean before. And so he dropped the guy off and then flew back the exact same way, and the pad was gone. So he's like, there's something came from out the ocean, and I don't know. I just believe
And
it.
I think that Transformers, one of the plots, one of those movies, they're in the ocean.
Really?
They land in the ocean.
I believe it. I think they're here.
I believe in aliens. There's just like UFO just means unidentified flying object.
Sure,
So I
I
guess
think-
the ocean would be
yeah.
maybe
The
floating out there.
USO, yeah, unidentified submerged. Yeah, there's some
Okay.
different name for it. Yeah.
But they just had something last week. They showed the clearest picture I've ever seen of a UFO. And it's some huge ship. Did anyone else see this?
Oh, yeah, it was
and then the
the-
government's
some
like,
model?
yes, we're not alone, and there's UFOs. Like,
Oh.
they've
They've
last
been
year.
saying that for a while
Like
now,
it's just
though.
slowly
Yeah.
leaking, like
Yeah.
during COVID, when no one's paying attention.
Right.
Yeah, they're here. Aliens are here.
They're
Don't
here,
worry about
yes.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have. And then, Squid, I bet you that your fighter pilot friend was probably just flying that fighter jet from like point A to point B, just back and forth, just
Right.
nonstop.
On that flat
Because, you know,
Earth.
Because he wasn't
flat
going
Earth.
around world.
Right.
He didn't have to go that far. He had to
He
go
like
through
went
the
in a wormhole.
Yeah.
He's not trained for the wormhole.
Yeah.
Let's go to Alyssa. Alyssa, you have some more information about the Mandela effect?
Yeah, there's the Liberty, Lady Liberty used to be on Emerald Island. Now it's on Liberty Island. Then there's also the fruit of a loom. It used to be in a basket, like in a loom basket. Now it's just the fruit by itself. There's actually quite a few Mandela effects. It's a lot of them. So yeah,
Well, it
like
used And
Katie, when you do your rabbit hole, be ready because there's a lot.
Oh, I'm ready.
And I remember all of these.
Okay.
all right,
I remember all of these. Yeah.
all right, well, thank you. Some will say one day, I swear it's Man Kisser Matt. Now it's just Matt.
Now it's just Matt.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Assimilation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's also marketing and
Branding
branding
changes. Yeah.
and things, you know?
They're like, there was this thing called Sierra Mist, and now all of a sudden it's
Starry.
Right.
Like, no, Starry's always existed.
I had a discussion with somebody over the weekend. They're like, wait, does Starry replace Sprite? Or was Sierra? We couldn't figure it out. I was like, Sprite is too big of a brand to replace.
Yeah.
It was Starry replaced Sierra Mist. Amanda, okay, this might be my favorite one.
All
I
right.
have a little note on this. But Amanda, what's your conspiracy theory?
I don't know if I believe it, but it's funny to Google. But the theory is that pigeons are really government spies because you never see baby pigeons.
Oh, really? I don't know if I ever see any baby birds. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
pigeons work for the government as spies, like they're robots.
Yeah, I mean, just Google it. It is funny to read about. Again, I don't think I really truly believe it, but you see these live webcams of baby eagles and baby birds and whatever, but you never see the baby pigeons.
Because they're robots.
Oh,
The
yeah.
government needs to be smarter and make those robot
And
babies.
they are everywhere. So.
Aren't they like the rat of the sky? Isn't that what people say?
Yes, they
what
do.
they want us to
Pigeons.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're like, don't worry about those.
Those aren't cute.
Don't even look at them. They're so gross. And then they're taking videos of you. Travis, you have some more conspiracy theory about Frozen that's different from the other person?
Yeah, the reason that they released the movie and was trying to cover everything up didn't have anything to do with just trying to hide the fact that he was frozen. A disgruntled employee released some information about where in the amusement park he was frozen at. And they were trying to cover that part up.
Okay.
Okay. They could just move it. All right, Travis. Thank you very much. Travis sounds like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, he does.
No offense to you, Travis, but you sound like somebody. Did you hear?
Did you know what I heard?
You know where Epstein's still alive and Joe Biden died 4 years ago.
You probably talk to Squid about the flight logs all the time. The Epstein flight logs.
I've had messages from people who I was telling Katie off the air that own companies that are smart.
Yep.
And they'll be like, Joe Biden died 2 years ago. That's a imposter. I'm like, and they chose that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you think if you would choose, like you would do something that
Make
but
it
it's like
better. I don't. Yeah.
and I'm like, I thought I was like, ha ha ha. And they're like, no, for real. I'm like, oh,
delete,
yeah.
unfriend.
Let's go to Brandy. What is your conspiracy theory?
My conspiracy theory is that Chuck E. Cheese reuses pizza that is uneaten. Because if you Google pictures of a Chuck E. Cheese pizza, or you even go in and get one, none of the slices match up to the whole pizza.
Yeah.
My kids swear by this conspiracy theory. They're like, Dad, look, see? I'm like, the pizza's all together. Like, no, this. I'm like, well, maybe you're right.
Maybe.
Still delicious.
I'm not mad about that one.
I'm not either.
Really not.
Thank you. And then one more real quick. Stacy, what is your conspiracy theory?
That Finland, the country, does not exist.
Okay. All right.
How come?
I've seen Frozen. Isn't that in Finland?
So the conspiracy theory is that the maps are forged, all of them, and that the Japanese country use the area of Finland for whaling, for unregulated whaling, and then Nokia is exported to Nokia is exported to Japan, and they're like the biggest exporters of it from Finland.
Okay.
So they're just
And
so Japan's just it's like two
it's
Japans.
crazy. It's not. I don't believe it, but it's my favorite one. Is that all the maps are forged, all the satellite pictures are forged, and all these countries are using the area of Finland to do unregulated whaling.
And then-
and the people that live there don't actually live there. They're in Sweden.
That brain exploded.
That is complicated.
That would be very difficult to cover up. I mean, the whole world.
It would be very difficult to cover up. All right.
Oh, that was good.
We can do
Okay.
it another day because there's a lot more of those.